on this now. Well, the leaderboard's up, so the answer to that is yes. Well guys, we're just in Sheffield city centre, and look at the state of this. This is a big roadworks for tram replacements. Basically digging all this up to replace with new rail lines. So anyone from America, I'm talking to you there, Ben. If you're on the air, you can leave a message now as well, because the leaderboard's on here. This is called Park Square. Park Square roundabout, and then that is Park Hill Flats. That's the roundabout anyway, guys. In that direction you've got Victoria Keys. So this is called the Delta Junction. I don't know why. To me it's a Y junction, but they call it a Delta Junction. They're completely digging all this up. They're going to lay new tracks and new foundations. Some lovely pigeons here, guys. Oh wow, we're still in city centre. So generally you wouldn't be allowed to go any further from here. I think you would cross over there and then go around, but anyway, all this is open today. Anyone want any rail sleepers? Sorry? Well, they'll be for sale soon, won't they? They'll be somewhere in Sheffield for sale, they will. They'll be cleaned up, recycled and so on, because people use them for gardens, don't they? Yeah. But they're quite, well, There won't be any more of them for much longer. There'll all be concrete around here, won't there? So I think they are the original rail sleepers from the 1990s when they originally installed these tram tracks. Do you reckon I'm right? These are the original ones, aren't they? Yeah. And they've just reused them and reused them for 30 years. Bit dusty though, isn't it? Anyway, I'll let you get on, guys. So that's I don't know where the rail sleepers will end up. The old rail sleepers will probably end up in some yard in Sheffield, bound to probably get recycled for people's gardens and stuff. I could be a rail sleeper sales advertiser, I guess. Now we're back on Park Square roundabout. These pigeons love it here, guys. Don't know why. Must be plenty of food. It's a bit odd. I think it's because usually they sit on the overheads. Well, you can't actually get that way. Interesting. And I thought you could. Hello, hello, birdies. Hello, hello. That's the mainline train station down there. Further down there is Sheffield Station. Apparently a load of trams are being terminated around there as well. And this bit here, this area in general is an area where a lot of like drunkies and stuff sit. It's not going to protect you in the winter, but it'll protect you in the summer, I guess, with the trees for a shade. This as well as the bridge. I remember a few years ago a woman climbed to the top of here and she was on the edge of it and she fell off and she died just there, you know, just literally there. She fell off down here and died there. But that would obviously happen. So sad as well. I've not really been around this whole bit since I've got all the roadworks down here. Come down here the other day with my mate to have a little walk around and look about. If you want, we'll have a little stroll down there, Victoria Quays in Sheffield. I'll show you that as well. Wow, it's actually quite a lovely place. There's not really much more to see up there. I think if those roadworks one day, I might be able to walk down to the station, but I can't be arsed. saying that, I'm probably having to walk across just as many bridges just to get to Victoria Keys. But these bridges here, I'll have you know, are designed for bicycles basically. So if you're a cyclist and you like cycling, Sheffield is a cycle friendly city allegedly. Well, it's maybe not so much here until you come along here. Then you've got the red pavements and the well, yeah, the red pavements. For some reason I always thought this bridge went that way. I think there might have used to have been a bit that did. I think it used to go down there, not no more. It's this bit here. It's really this bit. Yeah. So this is the entrance of Victoria Keys. No, let's go. Have a nice night, buddy. You get your head down, mate. But this is the... Basically, it's the Victorian canals. And these go all the way to Rotherham, I believe, or even Doncaster. Load of construction over there. Big construction cranes. Yeah. The canal looks pretty full today. Anyway, so this is one entrance to the canal. You know, I think I climbed through there once, some time ago. But anyway, let's try and get around this safely. Can you get around? Well, this all fenced off there now. But I think we can just walk around here. Because this is an amazing place, this. I don't care what anyone says. But this is the actual canals. Also known as Victoria Keys in Sheffield city centre. Ah, I know that guy who's got that ship. Well, that canal, the Black Pearl. I've actually drank with him a couple of times, but I don't know his name or else I'd shout him. But the door is open. But also I'm doing a live stream, so I don't really want to upset him. But this is the place to come, guys, if you own a canal, if you own a boat. I think you can rent some of these as well, like hotels. I don't know enough about it. And that's news to me, but apparently you can go fishing on here as well, guys. You caught out? Hey, nothing now. I see some guys over week. There was in a dinghy. They was going down the canal with a fishing rod.
Oh, with a
little
green dinghy.
I think so. I don't know. It was on YouTube. It wasn't my channel. It was someone else's. But it looked really weird. Yeah, man. I think there was a, you know, Attercliffe end. Yeah, I think they're down there, Attercliffe. Yeah. So quite amazing, isn't it, guys? When you see all these canals just parked up. And this lovely doggy. You are a lovely boy, aren't you? Right. Is he okay? Yeah. Hello. What's your name then? Eh?
Star.
Star. Hello. Yeah. No. You been here long? Yeah. Well, you're not going to smell any other dogs on me, Star. Not as far as I know. You never know. Yeah, man. You see you later. Have a good day. I think this is where you can buy gas from if you've got one of these boats. But I don't know enough about it. What does this say here? Sheffield and Tinsley Canal Trust thing. Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon. Salam alaikum. Wa alaikum salam. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got more people fishing down here. What's this? The Beacon. There was a pub down here, but I think this one's closed. But there was also another one further down there apparently, but I don't see it. So swap hands now, guys. So this just so basically I think it's where they bring all the beer barrels up for the pub here. And it's also a publicly accessible entrance to a road. Ah, that's a barge. I think they call that a barge. Guessing if you get on that it'll float. You could probably move it somehow. Doesn't seem to have a motor on it. But it will definitely move. We've got some artists down here. This looks like it's a water leak. This is making noise, which tells me it's coming from that. Maybe. It runs all the way down the hill. Good job I've got my Solomon Gore-Tex trainers on, or shoes could I say. Wow, it stinks as well. Absolutely stinks. And the flooding seems to come down here as well. Because there's something any water around here, guys, because, well, there hasn't been no rain for weeks, maybe a good month. Not no proper rain. There might have been a little bit of rain, you know, like a shower overnight. but no major. But we are that time of year now where it should start belting it down, regardless. So this is going to take us towards the immigration hotel in Sheffield, if I remember rightly. I've not been down here for years. That's Wicker Arches, or Wicker they call that. Also used to be Victoria Station. In fact, can we get up there? I think we can round here. Yeah, we can. I'll show you well, I'll try and show you. Because these arches, I think these arches go for a couple of miles, you know, in the city centre, on the outskirts of the city centre. I think they're similar to Manchester's old rail viaduct. Anyway, so this old, I'm guessing they're expecting a protest at the Holiday Inn, and reasons why I say that is because I think by law, this arch here is a public way, but when there's ever a protest, they always put scaffold the other side and like block it off. So I'll show you the old Victoria Station. I think they're resurfacing around here as well. It's always a giant building site, Sheffield city centre. Keeps the builders in business. If you ever want to be a builder and you're from America or something, you can come here and get a job straight away. Look at that big planer. Yeah, that one is called a planer, I think. Or is it a planer? Yeah, it is. It's got a big sander underneath it. So yeah, that's a planer. I'm guessing this one is the cleaning truck, or it could be the refueling truck. Road sweeper. Yeah, there you go, guys. What the hell? What was that? What did that just do? Yeah. I think they tried scaring me from being near it. I don't know why. It's obviously manned. Not going to be burgling no trucks while I'm out doing a live stream, am I? Especially with all the cameras around here. But people get paranoid regardless. So that's where we had just been. That's known as Victoria Quays, that. Now my guess is the Victorians built this bridge with their blood, sweat and tears. If you see up there, it says Royal Victoria Crown Plaza. So I'll take you to the plaza. This would be an amazing drive down here. Well, look at this, look, they put trees on bridges. Who would imagine? I don't know if it's still one of the most expensive hotels in Sheffield, but I'm guessing it is. This one is where a lot of the asylum seekers go, your illegals. They put them in here. This one here, I think this is called Metro. It used to be an asylum one, but not no more. So was it a 6 or 5-year-old? I think it was a 6-year-old or 5-year-old. Fell out of the 8th floor window and landed on the NCP car park. Obviously died. Sad really, isn't it? But you have to question who was watching the kid, I don't know. I didn't know this lift was here, to be honest, so maybe if you press it, it takes you down. Doesn't seem to work. You probably turned it off. Yeah, look at all those bikes, guys. Well, this is where they put them, basically. Not that I'm not bothered, but it's where to go. It's where to go in Sheffield, but apparently there's 2 or 3 other places like it. So there you go. And that's Hyde Park flats over there. So there's a war memorial here as well. But this used to be the entrance to Victoria Station. You can see a bit of the building there. It's obviously been demolished. They recently put this barrier here, so if you're a bit blind and you're a veteran, you might not be able to see all the names on there. So I'm sorry about that, guys, just in case you are a little bit blind, because that never used to be there. That's very new. I don't know when they put that there. To be fair, that shouldn't even be there. That is definitely blocking people's mobility if they've got a disability, like with a sight. But no one's going to stop me, are they? There's no one policing that. No one's causing no trouble. So, don't know if any of you guys are from around here. But apparently this station, Victoria Station, had a lot to do with the steelworks. That's what someone told me. It probably did with it being so close to Attercliffe. And obviously Sheffield was a grand industrial steel city, wasn't it? Anyone that's familiar with here would know. You can see the Yorkshire Rose. Right. I think something was there. Whatever it was, it's been broken off. It's been broken clean off. So that's it really. I think all of this, where I'm stood now, was definitely a part of the Victoria station, and I do believe some of the platforms. I think some of the other platforms are behind these trees, which we can't, it's not accessible, not at all. That's all you can. But there's some guys that have actually got onto the main thing behind here. But apparently that is all going to be reopened again soon. Fire assembly point. Apparently they're going to be building a new Victoria station around here. I mean, I really do not know enough about it, but you can see through there, there's all kinds of building materials and stuff. So I don't know. But the rails would actually go that way. But there's some other ones that go that way as well. And I think they go that way. So it's actually a big massive viaduct. A lot of people don't know about it because they only see the arches. To be fair, why would you know about it? You wouldn't. Not unless you're from round here. And even then, being round here doesn't mean you'd know the full geology. Because even I don't, I'm still learning new things. So I don't understand why they call the area where Victoria Station was the Wicker. But that's where it sits, that's where some of the other entrances sit. I think they say this is part of the old building. So this was a part of the station. When you go in them Victorian stations, you see these tiled walls, don't you? To go to London or wherever. Or anywhere in the UK. So I think it must have, like I say, I don't know, must have gone that way as well at some point. And I heard that the Victoria Station was along here, but they knocked it down to build that. That's what I heard. That's all I know about it. And the Crown Plaza itself looks like a beautiful old Victorian building, doesn't it? And in the top of the roof there, in the arch bit, you can see, I think that's Queen Victoria which is why it's called the Crown Plaza. But apparently it's like supposed to be, or it was, the best hotel of its time. But it's not like that anymore, you know. But I would like to know what the prices are here. Quite interesting. I like how they built the fake catwalk, because that is Edwardian style. But there was never an Edwardian building here or Victorian to connect to this in the first place. As I say, this along here was definitely a part of a train station. But it does have that Edwardian look to it, but you can tell it's modern anyway. So that's that decrypted quite easily. Oh, what's the drop? That's a right drop. You'd break your legs or ankles if you fell down that. Hello. You alright? And this, if you want free ice, guys, you can get free ice. I think it's what they use for the fish, maybe, or for cocktails. I don't know. There's another river down there, in case you didn't know. Also quite a nice cool breeze. Let's try and get out of here. Let's try and get out of here and down back to somewhere normal with a big black raven or big black crow. It's actually one of my favourite birds, to be fair. I think that's lavender. Not sure. It looks like lavender, but it's not lavender season, is it? Damn. Looks like they're going to be resurfacing down there as well. They actually are. They are not digging up a little bit of the city, but the whole city. Yes, dear. Hello, dear. Wow, I think there's only one idiot there. Don't think he should be walking across like that, but you know. Anyway, I won't be walking across that bit where he was. Not to mention he was abusive to the poor old van driver. Hello, dears. Yeah, they're baby pigeons. I'm guessing this one might be more like a dove. I wonder how long it took to build this. To build this whole thing, this whole. Because it goes all the way up there and then all the way to your left and all the way to your right and goes on and on. So I don't think they have lots of history on this. Here's our planer, getting ready to dig up the roads, tear them up soon. That is a nice Mercedes, guys. Bet that cost a few bob. What do you reckon? We all need some energy. And these are called, I call these trip wires, spiky ones, because you can chop your leg in there. There we go. Bye bye Victorian Hotel, and hello Holiday Inn Express. Entrance just here. I was actually going to move in there at one point. Not sure, yeah. Probably glad I didn't. Seems as you have a lot of protests and kind of riots around this bit of town sometimes, you know. What they generally do is they have all your far left over there, and then your right type of thinking will come over there. Then the police will put a big cordon here, big cordon there, and they'll just block all the protesters so none of them can go nowhere. So yeah, I'm kind of glad I didn't move into that. It is a nice big glass and metal monstrosity though. And I think rental price, if I remember rightly, it was about 700 a month, something like that. Not too expensive for a city centre apartment. Saying that there, that's still a lot of money for some people. I think my my sister, she says she can get a whole house for like 700, 3-bedroom house. Hello, you okay? Yes. Wicker Laundry. And that is more of the Wicker Arts, is there? And they go on for some miles that kind of way. Well, that way. That was an unmarked ambulance. The colour was silver with no lights, no, just a siren and blue lights, but no actual pattern. This, back in the day, they knocked it all down, but it's known as the Wicker, but it used to be Sheffield slums. And this, what was here, was the Sheffield Coroner's Court, a Victorian Coroner's Court, and their developers have been wanting to build on this bit of land for a long time. A very long time. Really, they just wanted to build similar stuff to this, going all the way along here. They wanted to demolish this. Now, I can't remember why they didn't. I think it might be because it's listed, I don't know. It looks like it might be listed, doesn't it? So it probably is. So you've got these old cart things that stop the carts from banging into the corners. Cart wheels. So, excuse me, sister. You okay? So these new buildings here are actually supposed to be here, and they go all the way along there. That's the bridge that we're going to go across in a minute, but it's a shame really. But that was a Victorian Coroner's Court. Got burnt down, I think, 3 or 4 times. The last thing standing is this. Now this building, I think it is a place where vulnerable people can go and have food. I do know that. I think that's on a Tuesday. But then there's all these, what they call affordable apartments at the building here. Like I said, Sheffield City Centre is a massive construction site. But they're not going to be affordable, these. Going by across there that they just built, these will be easily up in 1,000. Easily. And that's a reflection of them on that Home Office building. This that we're heading towards now is a so-called famous Kelham Island. It's also a nice old church there. Should be some spiders, but there's not. This home office, it goes all the way that way. It's actually quite a big building. It's about 3 buildings, I think. And all of this along here is just all residential now. It is all residential. Some people had to move out of here and they own their own flats, you know. And the reason why is apparently because of a so it's something to do with cladding. That's what I was told. In fact, it's not what I was told, it's what I know. I suppose next will be saying it's built with racks, so they'll have to knock it down. But they'll always bring up excuses to knock things down and modernise things. It's a nice little doggy down there. Might be alert, so. Hello. Be friendly. Hello. Labrador, yeah?
Yeah, oh sorry. So don't try to take off the quality. Please save me.
Yeah, wants to be home in the shade, don't you, buddy? You're going to be cooking, aren't you, eh? At least mummy takes you out there, eh?
You're looking for it for another 2 hours.
Yeah,
What he wants to do.
he's just be stroked. Oh well, you have a good day. See you later. See a dog, I've always got to give him a bit of affection. These are really expensive. Would you believe it? Soyo Yard they call us. These apartments, just for a studio, 950. That's a starting price. Studio's not even 1 bedroom. Ridiculous. But for a 1 bedroom, probably about 120. You okay? You alright, sister? You videoing? We're all out of video. That's strange, but I think she seen me videoing, so she wanted to video me, which is a bit weird. But anyway, I don't get why. I don't understand this world fully.
I didn't think
This is another construction site over here. And then this is another construction site just behind this fence here. There's even more construction sites over there. I can't remember what was there, to be honest. It'd be more industrial that's been knocked down.
Welcome to Sheffield.
I think that's you. What? Sorry.
Welcome to Sheffield.
But you don't need to welcome me. I'm from here.
Hey?
I think you need to be welcomed here, buddy. You're not.
We wanted to welcome you, sorry.
You don't need to welcome me.
Are you streaming?
I don't need to be welcomed.
Sorry, we won't welcome you.
No, I'm from here. You don't sound like you're from here. Yeah. I don't get it. People welcoming me here. You know, I'm not exactly walking in from an international airport. But so this, I think it connects to Penston Road. Either way, we're going this way. You won't think it, but it's a little steep. Actually gets worse up here. Nice park there as well. So. This is the weird, really weird Dutch roundabout. Really, really weird. They actually spent a lot of money on this. There's a lot of history here as well. So this building here was one of Sheffield's famous police stations and fire station. Victorian West Bar Fire Station, and the Victorian West Bar Nick, and then a bit further over here, the Hampton Hotel was run by, I think it was Sheffield Police Force, and that was back in the day in the 60s, built as, I think it was Sheffield City Centre's police headquarters. It was known as West Barnick as well. So there you go. A little bit more history. And if you was wondering where we are, it is actually West Bar. And West Bar is a place in Sheffield City Centre. Yeah, that's like Crown Courts there and different, I think that's a big office there. I did hear that's actually a civil service office, but I don't know. So yeah, I have no clue what he's bibbing at. Possibly me, maybe not. Okay, he's gone down the hill and is still bibbing towards the roundabout. Who knows? Maybe his horn on his car just doesn't stop working. Can't be a bad thing. And if you think this is steep, guys, this is really not. There's a couple more roads that's steeper than this in Sheffield. This is just one of them. And we are heading into an area known as Sheffield's Lawyer District. And you'll see in a minute. So we're coming up to Queen Street and Bank Street, as you'll see. Oh, and also Pride Street, or Paradise Street. It's an interesting name. So this here I think is Paradise. Is it Paradise Street, this bit? Yeah. This is Paradise Street, which goes across here, and then this way here, Paradise Street. That's Paradise Square there, which is a famous place. This is also Queen Street, which goes that way, which is Queen's House. And over here you've got Bank Street, which is where all the banks was. But this area was also the Sheffield Lawyers' Quarters. It's where all the lawyers lived. I don't know how's best to show you, but you can see some of these houses down here. I'll show you. These are some right houses, these guys. These would have been some of the biggest houses in the Victorian days in Sheffield. This whole building here would have been a house. How many windows have got on the front? 6, 12, 11, say 12. But, well, 13, 14. With a big door. And this would have been someone's house. It would have probably have had 2 living rooms. It would have had, I don't know how many bedrooms, probably 4 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms. Probably more because you've got another floor there. Well, that's an old proper old Victorian townhouse. That's about as big as they get, I reckon, and that would have had a basement as well, which it probably still does have. And the goodies don't stop there. I know Sheffield got bombed heavily in the war, and there's not really much left, but there's still some good things to look at. Like this guy here with the long hair is a really good guy to look at. But better than him, this was a, I think this was what you called a semi-detached townhouse, semi-detached Victorian townhouse. And this was also possibly a bank, possibly some type of Victorian bank, I don't know. But they're all flats now, because people can't afford to run them or manage them. Look at that, Queen Street Chambers. Yeah. Queen Street Chambers. Some history down here, guys. And we literally just got to one of the best ones. I'd say this is definitely one of the best. I don't know what that says on there, but what we can see, I can't see what it says on the emblem, but I can see it's a Sheffield County Court, 1834. So that was a court. It was a court building. And this is more detached or semi-detached, proper Victorian or Edwardian townhouses. And as for this part, they kind of keep going down there. Now this looks amazing, doesn't it? What does that say? Warncliffe House. And the rest of them are really the same. Until we get to Paradise Square. Paradise Square is back this way. I'll show you where that is as well, because I'm also going to need a rest soon, so I'm going to get off, guys. But you have to let me know what you think, because I know some of my American friends, they all say they want to see the UK and they want to see some of the diamonds and jewels. And you know, what I consider a diamond and jewel would be completely different to maybe what some of you guys consider a diamond or jewel. The Crane Hotel. But that's no longer an hotel either, that's actually gone busted now, it's apartments. Tell you what though, you wouldn't want to live there even if it was apartments, because I once stayed there and it wasn't that great and it's expensive. I think it was 70 quid a night. Is it an hotel again? Sorry? Oh, okay. Are you saying it was 50? I'm telling you I paid 70 a night. So, well, maybe you guys didn't run it or you didn't stay there, I don't know. It was just an hotel. I can't remember. It was 70 quid, I stayed one night. I didn't stay one night, I stayed about 3 hours. I was in this room here. Yeah. I'm a streamer, I'm a YouTuber.
Oh, don't get me on there, love.
I was in this room here. Yeah. Someone banged on this window, they said, let me in. I told them to fuck off. Right. Yeah. And I packed all my stuff and left. Right. See, the state of her, she was definitely a hooker. He was about 70-year-old, and she looked like she was about 35, 40, dressed up like a tart. So, I think I've walked up the wrong one. I actually have.